together to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the September 11th tragedy. As Sikh, Jew, Hindu, Muslim, atheist, Christian, Unitarian Universalist, agnostic, Buddhist, and many more, we remember, grieve, and honor those whose lives were lost so violently and needlessly.
Every person who dies demands that someone else live different. Their words have somehow offered solace and power, hope and resolve all together in the face of the deep loss of death.
We come together this afternoon not to debate and not to focus on our differences, but to focus on all that can bind us together, to find our common ground.
Each speaker has with them a container of soil brought symbolically from their faith community, simple and common ground. As they conclude their part, they will place that symbolic bowl of soil into the larger bowl here on the stage. As that soil mixes together, it will become the common ground of our communities this day. The dirt will then be used at a later time as part of the foundation of the Path to Peace monument, symbolically strengthening that monument through the combined efforts of all of our beliefs, merging together and becoming part of the foundation in building peace in our community and in the world.
ओम देव शांतिरंतरिक्ष शांति पृथ्वी शांतिराप शांतिरोषधय शांति वनस्पतय शांतिर्विश्वे देवाः शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्व शांति शांतिरेव शांति सामां शांतिरेधि ओम शांति शांति शांति. Unto the heaven be peace, unto the skies and unto the earth be peace. Peace be upon the water, unto the herbs and the trees be peace. And may we realize that peace. Om, peace, peace. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. In Sanskrit, Vasudha is earth, Kutumbam is family. All earth is one family.
The Jewish tradition teaches us that we are all created with Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. We are to love our neighbor as ourselves and to remember the stranger, for we ourselves were strangers in the land of Egypt. We are told by the great sage Hillel that the basic teaching of Judaism is do not do unto others as you would have them not do unto you. And that all the rest of the Torah is commentary on that concept that we should learn. The Torah demands of us, righteousness, righteousness you shall pursue, because justice is not good enough. Today, we remember those who perished in the fires of hatred a decade ago on September 11th, and we stand on common ground as a community representing Americans of different faiths and ethnicities to show that we stand together against hatred regardless of difference.
creator of the world, under whose governance the design for all the ages unfolds, be attentive, we pray, to our petitions, and grant to our times tranquility and peace, that we may exult with unceasing joy in praise of your great mercy. In your name we pray. Amen. We will show that genuine religious belief is an inexhaustible wellspring of mutual respect and harmony among peoples. Indeed, it is the chief antidote to violence and conflict. Violence never again.
Violence never again.
War never again.
War never again.
Terrorism never again.
Terrorism never again.
In God's name,
In God's name.
May all religions bring upon earth
May all religions bring upon earth
justice and peace,
justice and peace,
forgiveness, life, and love.
forgiveness, life, and love.
Reconciliation is a main tenet of our practice. And it really is looking deeply into our lives and then embracing the other person's story, to embrace our own story, to embrace all stories that have the nerve to act on those stories. And there's great risk involved in that. To really look at those things, to understand everybody's story. And in the end, that may be harder than war. The Buddha said about suffering, bear with my quote here, it said, do not close your eyes before suffering. Find a way to be with those who are suffering. By all means, include personal contact and visits, images, and sounds. By such means, awaken yourself and others to the reality of suffering in the world. May all beings be happy. May their minds be content. May they live in safety and joy. All beings, whether weak or strong, animate or inanimate, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or unborn, may they all be happy. May no one deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none be angry or hatred, wish harm to another. As a mother would protect her child, even at the risk of her own, so with a boundless heart and unobstructed loving kindness, we cherish all beings.
As this young man asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" And the example that Jesus gave to him was the Samaritan, someone whom this young man would have considered to be an enemy. The Jews and the Samaritans were not on good terms, but this is the man, the example that Jesus gave to this young man to be his neighbor. And so that tells me that really then, it's not for me to just love those who are like me, those who might have similar philosophies as mine or beliefs as mine. It's for me to love my neighbor as myself, and that neighbor is everyone who comes across my path.
Together we gather to recognize and share some common ground. We gather because life is sweet, and the sunlight of our desire for peace and understanding is in fact beautiful. We gather not as singers of death, but as singers of life. May we continue the song.
But we are one. We have a common ground for this humanity. May all human beings live in peace, harmony, and prosperity by thy grace, O Lord. Amen.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. I seek refuge in God against the accursed Satan. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. All praise is due to God, Lord of the universe, most gracious, most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. Thee do we worship and thy name we seek. Guide us in the straight path, the path upon those whom you have honored, not upon those who have erred, nor those who have gone astray. Dear brothers and sisters, friends, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That means that peace and blessings of God be upon you.
We know that each life is cherished, that each life has meaning. Each death has impact upon all of creation, to the point that everyone that dies demands that someone else live differently. The lives that we remember this day demanded as a nation that we live differently. And tragically, we did not. Writer Alice Walker wrote after September 11th, I was feeling a deep sense of sadness about the events and an incredible weariness that once again, whatever unanswered questions had been raised were to be answered by war. Today we must add to our remembering all those lives lost in the wars that have followed September 11th. Thousands more lives lost, demanding still and again that we live differently. At the heart of faith is that relentless hope that we might yet live differently together. It has been said that hope has two beautiful daughters: anger at the way things are, and courage to change them. We continue in these days in the company of hope and her beautiful daughters and one another. We continue to mourn all that has been lost, and to say in faith that all is not lost. We continue to steadfastly do the work that will keep our world from being lost. Every person that dies demands that someone else live differently. May we yet find the solace and power, the hope and resolve to live differently together on this common ground we share. Thank you.